I always talk to black women, they don't want to talk to me. The minute I talk to a white woman, they get mad. You want to think you're mad? I'm mad too. There's a lot of anger inside of me. What about us?
Welcome back to Supremely Black Podcast, man. I had to set the tone to let you know exactly what the conversation will be. I know we see a lot of different conversations back and forth with, the black man's plight, the black woman's plight. It seems as if that there's more conversation on the internet that is pushing us away from each other instead of actually coming together. I found this segment to be very interesting is because now you're hearing it from a black man's perspective, and from what you see is that they're coming with the logic of if we were to push for the same type of things or go to the internet, and both sides do it, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of men bashing and women bashing, but particularly within our black communities, what would that look like? But then also some of the stereotypes that are forced on black men, what does that look like? And so for them to be able to break that down and speak to it, I think this is very important. So tap into it, like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're going to continue to watch this video, but I had to freeze it right there just to kind of set that precedent of what this conversation looks like. Stay tuned in.
Black women talk about me, me, me. What about us black men? We go through stuff too. We're tired of hearing the same thing of, oh, we're independent women. We're independent this, we're independent that. I'm independent too. We have a lot in common. You have this imaginary wall around you. I don't know who damaged you. And me being a black man, I have to suffer for what somebody did to you? That has nothing to do with me. I'm not the enemy. I get that a lot from black women, that we're the enemy, we're liars, cheaters, we're dogs. Diary of a Mad Black Man. I have a journal I keep. And then when I show this side to women, they think it's a weakness. It's not a weakness, it's actually a strength. But then when I show this to you, to black women, you don't know how to receive it.
Yeah.
Because you're so used to being abused. It makes it hard for me to get to know this.
Black women look at me and say, I can tell you don't like us. I'm like, what? I don't like you? I love you, but I can't help it if I learn 20 instruments. I can't help it if I play flute, walk barefooted on the beach.
Heavy conversation, man. So you can see from the first brother that was speaking about, displaced anger, displaced aggression. A lot of times we come with trauma from our past, whether that was something that you grew up with from a mommy issue, daddy issue, things of that nature. It happens. And we force that upon, a lot of times, our relationships. And regardless if that's somebody that you're intimate with, whether that's a friend, there's a lot of different things that we do unknowingly that could hinder us growing into having healthy relationships. And he made some very key points, like we're not the enemy. I think that's very, very important, is because on both sides of the fence, it's why are we even worried about creating ourselves as enemies and not trying to find resolutions in regards to what can really make us a stronger community, what can really bring us together and really celebrate black love, because it's a lot of it out there, but why I continue to push for this narrative on the internet, right? And so I really loved that piece, and I loved his part, and I liked the part when he was speaking about the emotions that when he's trying to express it, it's not received as well because it's deemed as a weakness. That goes back to how a lot of us are raised, and I can particularly speak for myself. You don't show no weakness, you don't cry, you don't express yourself. A lot of those things are terrible behaviors that we were just trained, that it's not really going to get you anywhere. You have to have that logic. You have to have that emotional intelligence to get past that, right? Now, the next brother, I think he is really being faced with being different, which goes to a lot of things that we've talked about on the channel, is why is this overly hood and street nigga image so pushed within our neighborhoods, and it's not like the normal local black guy that's just chill. He may read, he may work out, he may do different things that isn't attached to this, I would say, the hip hop image. Just a regular old local guy that's been to school maybe, or just went to work, take care of his family. Those type of things aren't necessarily glorified, so you're not looked at as the man that they're, yearning for. If if you look at what the social media perspective is. So I think that's real heavy of where he's coming from on it as well. I'm going to continue to listen to his piece, but I had to share that is because these are two important dynamics in regards to really what a lot of these conversations be when you think about the black man and the black woman's plight in relationship. So stay tapped in. We're going to listen to the last part of it.
And I'm from South Central. I was amazed that you.
Perfect way to close it out. Shows that the brother was actually from South Central. You know, if you know anything about South Central, very culture driven, but a lot of gangs in that area. Nip was from that area. It's a lot of people, a lot of gangs. You know, that's a rough part of Southern California if you've ever been there in that West Side district. So, dope conversation, man. I would love to see and hear everybody's thoughts and come with logic. You know, I know it's a lot of times where these conversations are presented, it's always either bias or just ratchet bullshit, really. But when you look and think about some of these things that are pushed, because I think it's an agenda and a narrative that they want to continue to push on the internet, there's a lot of black love. I know a lot of happy black couples that have been married for 40, 50, some of them 60 years. Like, so don't ever get it confused as if that it isn't a thing. I just think that now with social media, a lot of things are just pushed out of control in certain instances, but I think this is a great conversation. So you guys let me know what's your thoughts. Leave your comments below. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. For my continued supporters, we salute you. The love is always appreciated. As always, this is your boy D Rose. Long live CC. I'm out.